You have reached Red Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'm your man, Red Steele, and today I'll be reviewing Transformers Legacy United Origins Wheeljack. Transformers Legacy United Origin Wheeljack. But before I get to the actual review, I just want to go over some of the spectacular details on this packaging. Up front here, a typical display window showing you both the figure and all of his accessories inside. Then on top of the packaging here, you have the Transformers Legacy United logo. Then in the front of the packaging, up in the corner, you have the 8+, which is the age requirement for this figure. Then on the corner here, you have the Takara Tommy Transformer Generations logos. Down here on the side here, it says Transformers. In the very center, you have this beautiful illustration of Wheeljack in his hover car mode. And over here, you have the Autobot symbol along with his name, Origin Wheeljack. Below all of that, you have the Transformers Legacy United logo again. In the corner here, you have the Hasbro emblem. And down here, it says that it is a Voyager class figure. Then aside the packaging here, you have two profile pictures of Wheeljack in this robot mode. The other side of the packaging here, you have this beautiful montage of all the Transformers in Legacy United, starting with Tigerhawk, you have Wingblade over here, Magnius, in the center here you have Magmatron, over here you have Megatron, below that you have Thundertron, and again you have Magnius. Below that you have the 40th anniversary of Transformers. On the back of the packaging here you have all of the figures features, such as Wheeljack in his robot mode, and Wheeljack in his hover car mode. Transformers Legacy United Voyager Class Origin Wheeljack. Wheeljack was released on March 31st, 2024 with the suggested retail price of $34.99 and he was available exclusively at Target. Origin Wheeljack is a G1 inspired figure that converts into his hover car mode in 32 steps. His accessories include his blaster, 2 rotor blades, blast shield, and instruction. Wheeljack stands 7 inches tall and he is meant for fans ages 8 and up. Origin Wheeljack was released to honor 40 years of Transformers animated history. I'm gonna go ahead and convert Wheeljack from his robot mode all the way to his hover car mode. But the first thing you always want to do before you transform any of your Transformers, you want to remove all the weapons and accessories. I'm going to take his blaster on his shoulder. I'm going to remove it. Put it off to the side. But the first step of the transformation is take the arm here, bring it out just like that. Go into the other side, bring the arm, bring it out just like that. Now in step 2, you want to turn Wheeljack to the side here. Get this backpack right here. You're going to bring this backpack down just like that. Now for step 3, you want to go ahead and turn Wheeljack all the way around. Get these 2 wings right there and right there. Then let's go ahead and flip these wings all the way down just like that. Do the tail side to this wing, flip down just like that. In step 4, you want to turn Wheeljack all the way around. Then once you go and take his head and turn that all the way around, just like this. Step 5. I want to go and turn Wheeljack over. On the back of his forearm, there's a little plate right here. On the side here is a hinge. We're going to pull his plate up just like that. Do that to the other side. Once you turn Wheeljack over, back of his forearm is a little plate. Flip it up just like that. On to step 6. You want to go ahead and take these fists right here. You want to go ahead and turn them in just like that. Go to the other side. Take this fist right here. And turn that in just like that. Now in step 7, you want to turn Wheeljack all the way around. The back of the forearm is now opening right here after you open that panel up earlier on. You want to take the fist now and flip right into that forearm opening just like that. Bring that to the other side. Take that fist right here, flip right into that forearm just like that. Now in step 8, you want to take this lower part of Wheeljack. You want to rotate it all the way around just like that. for step 9. Get this chest panel right here. You'll see a hinge joint right here on the bottom. We're going to open up this chest panel. Back of the chest panel right here, you have this tab right there. If you guys can see it. And you have this little porthole right at the bottom of the chest cavity. We're going to bend this chest panel so it comes back up like this. And you want to tab that right into that hole, just like that. Step 10. You want to go and take these arms, you want to swing them up, just like this. Do it to the other side, to the arm, swing it up, just like this. Step 11. You want to go and take these forearms now and turn them in just like that. Do it to the other side, take that forearm and turn it in just like that. On step 12, don't you go ahead and take these arm pieces, bring them out and in just like that. Go into the other side, take that arm out and bring the forearm in just like that. On step 13, you want to take these forearm pieces right here. You want to turn them in just like that. You get these tabs and these little holes right here. You want to make sure that these tabs and these holes kind of meet together. Just like that. Now in step 14, you get these white panels right there and right there. The hinge joint right there and right there. So untab these white panels at the back of the leg, bring them out just like that. Do that to the other side, go and untab that, bring it open just like that. Step 15. On the side of the leg here, you get this panel right here, you got a hinge joint on top of that panel. I'm going to go flip this panel away from the leg and up like that. Go and do it to the other side, you get this panel right here, hinge joint, flip this panel all the way up just like that. Step 16. Another panel right there and right there is a hinge joint on the side again, right there and right there. Just going to flip this panel open just like that. Go to the other side, flip that panel open just like that. Step 17. On the side of the leg here, you get this little swivel joint right there. Then we'll take this panel right here and rotate it all the way around just like that. Go and do that to the other side, you get this panel right here. Then what you're going to do is you get this pivot joint right there. Just go and rotate it around just like that. Step 18. I'm going to go and take Wheeljack. Get these feet right here. I'm going to go and rotate them all the way around just like that. Go and do it to the other side. Take this foot right here. Rotate it around just like that. Step 19. On the inside of the legs here, you have these white panels right there and right there. We'll flip these white panels out just like that. Do it to the other side. Take this white panel right here. Flip it out just like that. Now for step 20. I want to take these feet panel right here and kind of on a double jointed thing. I want to bring them up and in just like that. Do it to the other side. Take this foot panel right here. Bring it in just like that. For step 21. You have a hinge joint right there. You want to take this panel right here and bring it slightly out just like that. Do it to the other side. Take this little hinge joint right there. This panel right here. Bring it out just like that. Step 22. I want to take Wheeljack, get this panel right here. You want to go ahead and flip it down just like that. Get it to the other side. Get this panel right here. You want to go ahead and flip it down just like that. Step 23. You got a white panel right there and right there. You got a hinge joint right there and right there. Let's go ahead and just open that up. Bring it down just like that. Get it to the other side. Get this panel right here. Open it up. Bring it up just like that. Now for step 24, then once you take this white panel again, there's this hinge joint in the back right here and right here. Then let's go flip that all out just like that. Flip out the other side just like that. On step 25, you want these two pieces right here, you want to bring them together. Let's use the tabs that you go and tab together just like that. In step 26, we're going to turn Wheeljack all the way around. You got this gray piece right here. So we'll bring it up just like that. In step 27, we're going to take this panel right here. There's a tab right there. You want to push it down so it goes into the gray piece and taps in just like that. Or step 28. You have these side panels right here. You just want to kind of push them in so they go into place just like that. Do it to the other side, to the side panel right here. Bring it in so it all kind of snaps into place just like that. Now for step 29, you got this panel right here, you got a hinge joint right there. So just go ahead and open up this panel, untab it, flip it up, and there's some tabs right there and some portholes. We're going to just tab it right into place, just like that. Go ahead and turn Wheeljack around, get this hinge joint right here, go ahead and untab that panel, bring it in and tap it right back into place, just like that. For step 30, I'm going to turn Wheeljack all the way around. Get this little bay door right here. I'm going to go ahead and flip that up just like that. Around Wheeljack, you'll see various tabs. This is the portholes around Wheeljack's roof. We're going to unhinge it, bring it back, and we'll kind of snap everything right into place. It should just go all right into place, just like that. Now for Wheeljack's 32nd and final step. We're going to take Wheeljack and flip him over. And on his chest piece right here, you have this tab right there and right there. You have a porthole right there and right there. There's a hinge down here and down here. We're going to flip that chest piece so it tabs right into those holes just like that. And now you have Wheeljack in his full hover car mode. Now that Wheeljack in his hover car mode and on my display table, so we'll go over some of his play features and accessories. But before I do that, let me get in what this hover car mode is all about. This is how Wheeljack appeared in the very first episode of Transformers More Than Meets the Eye before he crash landed on Earth and was given his Earth mode. This is actually a Cybertronian mode, and it's very faithful to the animated model from Generation 1 cartoon series. And I have to say, Takara Tomy Hasbro did a great job bringing this to toy form. Has a lot of great detail. You see a lot of mold detail, a lot of paint detail. You see the window detail with the green translucent plastic. Same for the windshield detail. You have some sticky detail also. The only one setback from this figure is, in vehicle mode, is that it does not have wheels. It's kind of on pegs. And you can't really slide it across abrasive surfaces because it'll cause some damage to the body here. And you know what? I'd say this is more meant for collectors, but it's great for kids too because it comes with a lot of great play features, or has a lot of great play features. It comes with a lot of great accessories. The first accessory I'm going to talk about are the rotor blades. In order to arm Wheeljack in its vehicle mode with these rotor blades, at the bottom of these rotor blades you have little portholes right there. In the front of his car you have two little pegs. You just plug these rotor blades right into these pegs, just like that. I'm going to do that to the other side. You're going to plug this rotor blade right into that peg, and now you have Wheeljack armed with these pegs. And Wheeljack actually uses that in the aforementioned episode More Than Meets the Eye, because him and Bumblebee find some energy pylons and they're trying to bring it back to Icon. And the Decepticons form a barrier, and Wheeljack busts out the rotor blades and blazes right through the barricade. But he also uses this shield. And the shield is actually molded out of like a blue translucent plastic, and actually the shield formed around his body of his vehicle. And as does this shield here, it kind of fits around his windshield here. So the Decepticons start blasting at it, it deflects all the laser fire from it. But it's really, really nicely done. And this is how he appears in the very first episode, while him and Bumblebee are trying to get away from the Decepticons. But also, according to the instruction, there is a way to arm Wheeljack with this blaster while he's in vehicle mode. So at the bottom of the blaster here, you have a 5mm peg. Top of the roof right here, you have a 5mm porthole. You just plug that blaster right into that little porthole, and now you have Wheeljack armed while he's in his vehicle mode. It's a really, really cool feature, but I'm not a big fan of arming your Transformers while they're in vehicle mode, so I'm going to pull this off. And also, there's another option for the shield here, because they make it so that you could flatten it out and take it apart and form tracks with it. But since Wheeljack does not have wheels or any guides for the tracks, I don't really find that feature necessary. And I've noticed that when I try to pull these shields apart, you'll see some stress marks right there, just for me trying to experiment with that. So I'm not a big fan of that, so I'm going to probably keep this as a shield. I'm going to go ahead and put this off to the side. I'm going to go ahead and pull these rotor blades off to the side, because there's a very unique play feature that's not really listed in the instructions, and it's kind of hinted at in the back of the box. And if you do own a Cybertron version or Origin Bumblebee, you could actually, during the cartoon, if you remember watching the very first episode that I mentioned earlier, More Than Meets the Eye, Bumblebee gets blasted, he gets injured, and he rolls right in the back of Wheeljack's bay area. And actually they included that feature with this version of Wheeljack. Unfortunately, Bumblebee's a little bit too large to fit as is in the back of Wheeljack's bay area. As you can see, it's a little bit wider. So you have to go ahead and you have to fold in these fins so you can fit in the back of this bay area. And you do that by folding it up like that. You take that fin and you bend it down just like that. I'll do that to the other side right here. You got that fin right there. Go and bend that up, bend that back just like that. Because in order to fit in back a Wheeljack, you have to open up the roof and you bring this bay door down just like that, right? And it takes a little bit of adjusting, but you can fit Bumblebee's nose cone right into the windshield. It takes a little finagling. I believe it's in there already on my first try, which is amazing. Close the bay door right here. You bring this roof down, and it takes a little bit of adjusting because it's kind of like a shell former, because the transformation was not, the robot itself didn't really transform into this vehicle. There's a lot of panels that flipped out from his legs, and oh, I got it. No, almost got it. It takes a little bit of adjusting, but Bumblebee does fit in there. You just gotta kind of finagle it, push them together. Unfortunately, some pieces pop out of place, but now I have Wheeljack with Bumblebee stored in his bay area. Now that Wheeljack in this robot mode and on my display table, I once again want to go over some of his play features and accessories. According to the instructions, there's a way to store all of Wheeljack's weapons and accessories while he's in his robot mode. The first accessory I'm going to talk about are his rotor blades. And as I mentioned earlier on, the bottom rotor blades, you have little portholes right there. But on this backpack here, you have two little pegs right there. And you plug these rotor blades right into those pegs, just like that. And just like that. A really cool way of storing these rotor blades too. And also, there's also a way to store his energon blast, or shield. You have to fold his energon shield out just like that. On the bottom of the energon shield, the two little slotted portholes right there and right there. On his backpack, you have two little slotted pegs right there and right there. You just take this backpack and his shield and just plug them right into each other just like that. And now you have Wheeljack with his energon shield. The final accessory I'm going to go ahead and show you how to store is this blaster. And as I mentioned earlier on, above this blaster you have a 5mm peg, and on his shoulder you have a 5mm porthole. They want you to go ahead and plug that blaster right into that porthole, just like that. And now you have Wheeljack with all the weapons stored. But like I mentioned many times in many of my other reviews, I'm not a big fan of storing weapons in either mode. So I'm going to pull the shield out, pull his rotor blade out. I mean, if you're a Generation 1 fan, you know that Wheeljack did have a shoulder cannon. But just for the sake of the next part of this review, I'm going to pull this out because I'm going to show you how to arm them with this blaster. And there's an option, and because at the end of this blaster you have not a 5mm, but it's a little peg right there. You get the little porthole on the bottom of the rotor blades. You just plug that right into the blaster, and the handle of the blaster, like I mentioned earlier on, is 5mm peg. Each one of his fists has a 5mm porthole. And now you just plug that right into his fist, and now you have Wheeljack armed with his blaster. But I'm more of a G1 purist, and as we all know, and I mentioned earlier on, Wheeljack always had that shoulder cannon, and he only came with that shoulder cannon because he does have a blaster, but this figure, they opted out not to include that with this figure. So it has a lot of accessories and a lot of play features, and in order to keep the price point reasonable, you have to include with, a certain amount of accessories, and this is good enough already. And I do like this Wheeljack. The only problem I have with this Wheeljack in robot mode is he's a shell former. A shell former is a transformer that has very little involvement with the actual the robot transforming into the vehicle. Instead, there's a part of the robot where it's just a shell that forms around the body of the robot that kind of conceals the robot's identity, and that's called a shell former. And this transformer is a shell former because the big backpack here does fold out and make a big part of the vehicle. Then in the legs here, you see all these panels in and around the legs here, all fold around the robot to form the vehicle. So this is not really too much involvement with the transformer, but unlike the Earthrise version did have a very involved transformation. I do have my Earthrise Wheeljack do a side-by-side comparison. And you can see the proportion differences between both figures, but I know like Wheeljack in the cartoon series, and they try to stay very faithful to animated model, but Wheeljack was very blocky, but not this blocky. I mean, this backpack is ridiculous. And let me go ahead and turn around both figures and show you the differences and similarities of both figures. I mean, this Wheeljack is it's kind of blocky, but it's very subtle. You know, it's a very good nod towards the original Generation 1 cartoon series. And this figure tried that too. You can see the differences in color too. I'm not sure if this one's aged, because this figure's not that old. This figure's only a couple years old, and I want to say that he came in this white. It was like a more of a vanilla than a pure white, like the origin version of Wheeljack. But I think both figures look great. I mean, this one's more faithful to the animated model or cartoon scheme of Generation Cartoon series. This one's more based on the toy version of Wheeljack. And I know there's another Wheeljack that's coming out in a 5-pack that I am going to get and I will end up reviewing that's more faithful to the animated color scheme. But, you know, I do really like my Earthrise, and that's more like definitive. This one here, if I was display, I'd more display it in its vehicle mode, because the hover car mode is a hot feature, and it's very unique, and it's the first time that's ever been done in a Transformer toy line. I'm going to rotate this around so you guys see all the similarities and differences on your own. Both Wheeljacks, like I said, have great figures. I'm just not into all the kibble for the Origins version of Wheeljack. I felt it was too much of a shell former, and you know, a lot of die-head Transformer fans are more into having very involved transformations. But if you guys found any of the information in this review valuable, please like and share this video. Also, if you enjoy my content, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching Steele's Awesome Toy Collector Review. I'll check you guys out next time.